Vă spuneam că sunt foarte contrariat de ceea ce face în momentul de față majoritatea parlamentară, de ceea ce face Guvernul României, de ceea ce face conducerea Partidului Național Liberal și, nu în ultimul rând, Ministrul Economiei, cei care ar trebui să iau o decizie. România, de când a început pandemia, se împrumută imens. Iar aceste peste 20 de miliarde pe care le-am luat împrumut ar putea să aibă o soluție absolut excepțională prin începerea exploatării de gaze în bazinul Mării Negre. Este o avere imensă a României și avem un timp limitat la dispoziție să o exploatăm. De ce? Pentru că se schimbă legislația și folosirea gazului încet, încet va fi interzisă din cauza încălzirilor climatice, din cauza poluării. Gazul o să fie, probabil peste 10 ani de zile, la fel de greu de folosit precum cărbunele. Și atunci, dacă avem acest timp la dispoziție, dacă avem averea asta imensă în Marea Neagră, de ce nu adaptăm repede legislația? De ce nu dăm companiei românești Petrom, companiei românești Romgaz, posibilitatea să ne aducă acest gaz, să-l folosim pe scară largă, să îmbunătățim economia, să aducem niște miliarde în buget în loc să ne împrumutăm de la bănci? Christina Verhcere, care este CEO-ul companiei Petrom, a avut amabilitatea să-mi acorde un interviu și cred că ceea ce spune domnia sa aici va fi lămuritor pentru toată lumea. Fiți atenți la cifre, fiți atenți la potențialul economic al gazelor din Marea Neagră și la deadline. Este probabil ultimul semnal pe care noi îl putem trage pentru Florin Câțu, Ludovic Orban, Virgil Popescu și alții care au lăsat să treacă peste ei încă 6 luni de zile, fără să adapteze legislația offshore și fără să dea verde acestei uriașe oportunități pentru economia românească. Christina Verhcere, CEO-ul Petrom, pentru Antena 3. So, Christina Verhcere, thank you for having this interview. Why didn't the business with gas in the Black Sea started yet? Because there are so many expectations and everybody thinks it's profitable. Why didn't start it?
So firstly, Radu, thank you for the opportunity to be with you today. I think you're right, there's a huge potential here. I mean, Romania's oil and gas industry has such a huge legacy in the country. It served the country so well. A study was recently done that looked at the oil and gas contribution to the state budget between 2017 and 2019. And 16 billion RON a year was paid by the oil and gas sector to the state budget. And I'm proud to say that 10 billion RON of that per year was from OMV Petrom. But it's true, the production and the oil and gas, but particularly the gas production, is in decline. And so it is really important to be able to move the natural resource of the Black Sea forward. It is a huge opportunity, fantastic for an economy and country the size of Romania to have something like this. What we see actually is that we have a discovered and appraised resource. We have the development plan in place. What is most important is to be able to get the key legislation that we need in place overall. What we're waiting for is changes to the offshore law to be able to look at both predictability and stability and also the fiscal terms of that. And we've been assured that that will happen this year.
It's always about money, money, money. We are having a difficult time right now from economic point of view in this pandemic. We are getting so many loans from the banks, not only Romania, but all other European countries. How big is this business and how profitable is it?
So I think what the studies have shown about the Black Sea and its potential for Romania, I think a study was done a couple of years ago, and what it showed was that the potential of $16 billion of investment could happen in the Black Sea, 30,000 jobs, and the potential for $26 billion of state revenue. So the potential is huge to be able to capitalize on what we see in the Black Sea overall for Romania. The most important thing is to get started.
Is Petrom ready to make a big investment if the decision will come tomorrow from the Parliament?
Yeah. So maybe just a moment about OMV Petrom, if I may, as a person who's been privileged to call the company family for the last 3 years and to be part of Romania for the last 3 years. A company the size of OMV Petrom in Romania is really important to me in 3 areas in its contribution to society overall. First of all, our fundamental role is to provide energy. This is what we're here for doing. This is our role in society, is to make sure energy is provided to society. We make up 40% of the fuels business, 40% of the gas business, and up to 10% of the electricity business. But secondly, we are part of the economic fabric of the country as well, given our scale and our size here. We are one of the top contributors to the state budget. We are obviously a large employer and probably one of the largest investors. We invest almost 1 billion euros a year here in Romania. And the third one actually is our social contribution to society. I always say we are corporate citizens of Romania. And we are human beings. We're made up of people that want to be part of society. And I'm proud to say that since 2007, we have contributed over 70 million euros to causes that we see as very important to Romanians around environment, around healthcare, around education, and also around the local communities that we are present in. With regards to readiness, from a technical perspective and a financial perspective, we are absolutely ready to that. We have been an operator in the offshore for over 40 years. So we understand it geologically, we understand it technically as well. And we have the financial readiness to be able to make the investment. We're just waiting on key changes to the offshore law.
So if you are getting a phone call tomorrow from the head of the parliament, what would you like to hear?
That the offshore law has been changed and the key aspects that we think are important to be changed have actually happened. So those would be around stability and predictability. Why is this important? You want to know that the terms and conditions that you are investing under don't change the minute you turn on the revenue line, because you need to know, because what you do is you make all the investment, almost all the investment is made up front. And this is multiple billions of dollars that will be made up front before you then are able to start the production. And you need to know that the terms that you agreed stay the terms. We call this stability and predictability. And the overall fiscal terms. From a competitive basis, the level of government take that Romania wants is actually not competitive compared to the rest of Europe. So we believe this is an area that should be addressed. This is the call that I would like, because this would then enable us to move forward and really take what we see as a huge opportunity for Romania and turn it actually into a gas supply for the country.
There are some specialists saying that if we don't take this decision this year, it's very possible that Romania and Petrom will lose billions of euros because the EU regulations on gas are changing. Mm-hmm. Time is not on our side. How much time do we have to take the decision and to start the exploitation? Because maybe in 2030 things will be very different. 2021
is a crucial year to see progress. It's fundamental to that. I think time is not on our side. We see actually, I think there's two aspects. We see with the Green Deal a real push against the role of gas. Now, in Romania, I think gas has a very important role in the energy transition. We really do believe that. We believe that it is the cleaner of the fossil fuels, and therefore has an important role to play in the energy transition overall. Time is not on the side. We must move forward. We've been told we will see the legislative changes this year, and I am relying that we will see them.
Why is this business good for Romania when we talk about gas in the Black Sea?
Honestly, having had the opportunity to work in many countries around the world, to see an opportunity of this size that we have in the Black Sea for a country the size of Romania is really quite unique, and it's quite special. But it is fundamental that we actually move it forward and capitalize on it. But there's three things I think that make it really important, particularly at this point in time. First and foremost is actually the economic contribution it makes. And given that we're coming out of the pandemic, just a disruption to the economic world, the ability to turn this opportunity into sort of economic prosperity for Romania through its contribution to the state budget, through jobs, this is fundamental. The second aspect is energy security. To be able to develop your own natural resources. I think I mentioned that right now Romania imports 20% of its gas. If we don't develop this resource, we'll be importing up to 40% of gas into Romania by 2030. So really underpinning your energy security, this is what this resource enables. And the third one, actually, is very important this time, is its contribution to the climate change agenda and energy transition. Gas has a really important role to play in Romania, as it has a lower carbon footprint of all the fossil fuels. And also, I think what's also really important is we will get more and more renewables into the power mix. Gas power actually has a level of reliability that marries very well with renewables. So that actually when the sun doesn't shine or the wind doesn't blow, there's still electricity that can come, and this is a very important aspect of what gas can do for that. So these are the three really important things, I think, for Romania: economics, energy security, energy transition overall.
From energy security perspective, you said that if we don't do it, then the imports will increase. If we'll do it, the imports of gas from Russia will decrease to zero?
Our desire is that as much of the gas is used within Romania. This is very logical. It's the closest customer to be able to do that, and I think that will happen. So yes, it will give us energy independence.
Independența energetică, un concept despre care vorbim de foarte mult timp, se reduc până la zero importurile din Rusia și vin niște miliarde de euro la bugetul de stat. Oare cine nu vrea aceste lucruri importante să se întâmple pentru România? Florin Câțu, Ludovic Orban, Virgil Popescu, cine? Că vorbim de foarte mult timp și sunt niște obiective strategice pentru România. Poate se trezesc acum, în al 12-lea